The music world is in mourning. Robin Gibb, one of the three brothers who made up the Bee Gees, has passed away after a long battle with cancer. He was 62. The Bee Gees skyrocketed to global superstardom in the 70s with the release of the John Travolta film Saturday Night Fever. News of Robin Gibb's passing comes as a double blow for disco fans who are still reeling from the death of Donna Summer last week. Atika Shubert has been following the story. She joins us now live with more. And I think most of us in our generation, we know the Bee Gees so well. We know their music so well, and they really defined that era of music.
Yeah, I mean, one of the interesting things to note about the Bee Gees is that they have had a hit in every single decade since the 70s, and that's pretty hard for a lot of musical
and pretty much almost any genre as well of music.
Well, exactly, and they've had a huge influence. And Robin Gibb in particular, not just because of his music, but because of his battle with cancer, was really widely admired and respected. Remember, he was diagnosed with colon cancer, and they told him it was a very negative prognosis, but he fought back, and he kept coming back, and as a result, a lot of admiration. Just want to go through some of the Twitter postings we've seen from a huge range of people. Bryan Adams, for example, saying, "Very sad to hear about yet another great singer dying too young." LaToya Jackson, saying, "Robin Gibb, you will be missed, and we will keep your music staying alive." And then from Lance Armstrong, who's a cancer survivor, nothing to do with music, but he says, "Continues to sadden me to see cancer take our loved ones. Gotta put a stop to it." And it just goes to show the kind of impact Robin Gibb's had on so many people.
The interesting thing is that they were singer-songwriters, weren't they? So the songs that you may have heard from other people singing, performing, and becoming hits, they were responsible for. Even just as recently as I was there was a classical concert that Robin Gibb had written.
Yeah, I mean, Robin Gibb, he was, for many people, Barry Gibb was the front man of the group. He had the big hair, he had that sort of showmanship, but Robin Gibb really gave the soul to the Bee Gees. He was sort of more the eccentric, and he was interested in all types of music. He wrote a symphony about the sinking of the Titanic recently, for example, and they also wrote songs for other people. Islands in the Stream, a huge Dolly Parton hit, was a tune penned by the Bee Gees. So they were really creative and a whole depth of things, not just disco, not just Saturday Night Fever.
It is another, I guess, marking of a very sad ending of a family that has been, I guess, some have used the word cursed by illness.
They've had, the family has really been hit by a number of tragedies and a lot of feuding throughout the career, which, as you can imagine, only intensified with the sort of pressure that fame brought them. But Andy Gibb, who wasn't a member of the Bee Gees, but who was a pop star, he died very young, in his 30s. And then Maurice Gibb, Robin Gibb's twin brother, also died after complications from intestinal surgery. So it has been very, very tough on the family. And Barry Gibb is the remaining brother, and he, of course, is mourning the loss of this. But they were an incredibly talented family. The mother was a singer, father was a band leader. They were born to do this kind of musical acts.
A sad time for music, but also their music will live on. All right, Atika, thank you very much for that. Now, Saturday Night Fever made them a household name, but there was far more to the Bee Gees than one movie soundtrack, as Atika was just talking about. They sold more than 200 million albums in their long career, leaving a lasting imprint on a generation of pop music fans.
These were people who were entertainers from when they were kids. I think really believed in it, and it wasn't like, okay, we had our moment, now we're going to, dance off into the sunset. There was a sense in which this is what we do, and we're going to continue to do it.